The grace and mercy that God has given to you is now meant to be shown through you in your life to others. What God does to you, he's now working through you. The evidence of our salvation is that we give mercy and grace, not condemnation. And so, as a warning here, we should not presume to be saved when we judge others without mercy. Do not say, I can judge however I want because I know I'm saved. No, these texts warn against such arrogant thinking. James, the brother of Jesus, in fact, says a very similar thing in James chapter 2, verse 13. Judgment is without mercy to the one who has shown no mercy. Mercy triumphs over judgment. So we cannot ignore this warning. It's given to the church, to the citizens of the kingdom, so that we would pause before we would ever think about criticizing someone else. Whether we're doing it for whatever reason, this judgment, this warning is calling us to put our hands over our mouth and just think before we speak. And I encourage you, before we ever confront someone, we should spend a great deal of time thinking and praying before we speak to them. In fact, I would encourage you, never speak to someone in a way of correction if you have not spent time praying for them. And I don't mean like as you're walking to them, God help me as I about say this. I mean, spend time in prayer. Wrestle through the situation. The warning is meant to make us put a hand over our mouth and think before we would confront and correct someone. Now let me remind you, if you have believed in Christ, you've believed in Jesus, then you've been given the Spirit of Christ. And you right now are being conformed into the very image, into the very character of Christ. In fact, you've been united to Christ so you would live like Christ. His grace is in you. It enables you to be kind, enables you to be loving, enables you to be gentle and loving towards others. Even if you're a young Christian, if you're a Christian and you're here on day one of your faith, you don't have to say, well, hopefully one day I graduate to being able to speak kindly to one another. No, right now, the Spirit is working in you that your words will be spoken to others with love and kindness and mercy and grace. Paul says, in 2 Corinthians 3, we are being transformed degree by degree by degree by degree into the image of Christ. Now you might be thinking at this moment, well, I have a lot of degrees to go. We all do, right? If Christ is infinitely perfect, then guess what? Your life and my life as we go through this world, we're continually going to be made more like Christ. Whatever your sanctification looks like right now, however much you image Christ, you have room for improvement, just so you know. And by degree, by degree, by degree, that's going to happen right up until Christ comes and we're glorified with him in his presence. So just know that you're not perfect today. We all need his grace. We all need to be transformed more and more and more. But have you ever seen, you know, like when you go to like a city park, and there's sometime like a toy car, or there's like a giant toy ship, and you can climb all through those. And a lot of times, like the car will have a wheel, or what do ships have? They have like a helm. Is that right? Is it a helm? Helm. I did not check on my nautical knowledge earlier today, but a helm. And what do kids do when they grab wheels or helms? They spin them, right? It's so much fun just to grab it and spin it. Let's just pray that's what Christ does with us. Degree by degree, let's just pray. Just spin us, Christ. Just move us many, 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 many degrees. And let's just let that prayer be even today. Just move me more into your image today. Move my words just radically. Just spin it not just 1 degree, Jesus, but move it 10 degrees. Move it 20 degrees. Make it go around like 20 times. Just move it so I would be more and more like Christ.